Hello again, my friends. Welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. Today we are delving into something of truly epic proportions, a Kickstarter all-in that I know you've all been waiting for. We are going to be embracing our lineage as one of the Blades, searching through all of the holds and doing battle with all manner of nasties as we take a look at the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the adventure game. Hello again, my friends. Welcome back. For those of you who don't know me by now, and you should, my name is Matt, and I'm sure we're going to be the very best of friends. As I said in the tease, oh boy, I'm so excited to be able to bring you the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the adventure game by Modiphice and Bethesda. This is a heavy box, and it is but one of the boxes we'll be going through for you today. This is a game that I think is for 1 to 4 players, I believe, 1 to 4 players, and about hundreds of hours of legacy, or should say resettable legacy gameplay. I'm not even hesitating. I'm just going to get straight into this bad boy. Kickstarters have been arriving to the nth degree, and I don't know if you can see it here, but there is a plethora of boxes off camera that I'm still yet to get through, including one that arrived yesterday that I did not expect. I had not received a shipping notification for it, but hey, whatever. It may involve a few of those undead creatures that hunger for flesh, that may or may not have something to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well, so that's exciting. But first and foremost, we have Skyrim, the adventure game. Now, this legacy experience, as I said, is resettable. I think there's 2 campaigns in this box, plus all the other stuff off camera, so we've got a lot to get through. Hopefully I do it justice. We will see how we go. First and foremost, though, as always, the plastic goes on the floor because that is just how we roll. And then if I pop this up here, whoop, there you go. You have it on the overhead. I cannot do the box art justice. I mean, it's very simple. It's to the point. You've got one of the blades here. You've got the Skyrim logo, which we know and love. Now, this is a game that still engages people so many years on. The original adventure that came out after having Oblivion, which I absolutely adored. It's one of the first games I ever played on my 360. Skyrim came out and just literally blew it out of the water. I cannot think of another game that has done that RPG. Look, if you haven't played Skyrim, what are you doing? I'm not going to wait for you to go play Skyrim and come back, because you'll just be there forever and a day. Some people are still playing their characters they created first time through. So let's lift the lid and let's get into it. This is going to have a lot of stuff in this box. It's a heavy core box as well, I will say. There is a ton of stuff in here. Just look at that lid size. It's huge. Now, oh my, look at that. I just love it when they put stuff on the inside of the box. There's a whole map of Skyrim on the actual thing. You've got the free holds, all the holds there. Different map locations, temples, everything else. It's brilliant. I do not know if that is going to sit like there and get in the way. We'll see how we go. Baggies are important. Let's pop those to the side. This is the adventure game rulebook, and when I say rulebook, I mean tome. It is huge. There is a whole plethora of glossary of icons on the back as well, and I do love that they've used the same font in game. And in the rulebooks, the hint guides and manuals and things, just to keep everything uniform. Bethesda and Modiphice, fantastic. I'm so excited to get into this thing. Okay, contents of all of the crazy combat, how it all works, playing solo, saving the game, because you can do that. Overview, look at the art on this thing. Oh, come on. I will say too, normally I do have the overhead a little bit lower than it is, but because of the size of this box, I have basically just taking it up a notch as best I can. Game board, rule book, tutorial, scenario guides, because there's a quick start guide set up for this as well, which is awesome. How it all sort of works, threat tokens, character boards. I do love you can level up your skills, which is fantastic. It's so good. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So much stuff going on. I do love the artwork and everything else. I'm just going to pop this to the side so I can go through and correctly identify all of the things that we're going to unbox for you today. In addition, I believe there are individual boxes for each of the characters that you play, which again are resettable so you can track your characters and things as well. Scenario book, I will go through the first little part of it. Campaign 1, the Blades. Campaign 2, Civil War. And I believe there is a tutorial set up for the Blades as well. Talks about different cards that you need. There is a deck of cards in here that will help you to make or give you options and adventure choices. So you'll need to obviously choose wisely as you make your way through or risk being dragged further down the rabbit hole. It talks about different options, setups, how that works, etc. And then there is a tutorial on the back. Look at the artwork on this thing. Oh my gosh. Digging it. Digging it, digging it. I will show you as well on the, as we have been doing of late, at the end of the video, there will be a bit of a flyover, for lack of a better term, of how it all looks when it's set up for a 4-player game. I'll just use the core box for that. You'll understand what I mean by that in the not too distant future. First game turn, how that all happens, etc. That's fantastic. We'll pop that one just under here for now. Then we have the board save box. All the different save boxes are here. So the board save box, that's for the board itself, location, points of interest, etc. that you've put out on the map. That's very cool, and they will fold up. The other boxes will be just the same. I like that they're pretty much pre-cut, ready to go. And you just literally fold it all together. And you've instantly got a save box for all the tokens and other bits and pieces you've put out on the map. So cool, I love that. All right, and then we've got player save box in different colors. And the player save box blue, red, green, yellow, and then on the back, they're just the same. So you put in all your cards, tokens, other abilities and things in there. This one is a player board, and they are dual layered. I love that. So you've got different places for armor. You have got helms, armor plating, one weapon, other weapon if you're dual wielding, boots, any rings and other accoutrements you have here. Armor in reserve, if that's what that means. You've got character cards on this side, your quest cards on this side. You've got some alignment, septums, tokens, different other abilities, health potentially, and then you've got mana as well. Oh my gosh, they're so detailed. They're not as big as I thought they were going to be, but I kind of dig that. And there's obviously 4 of those. Character boards, we're going to put those up the top here. Now this one, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to unfold in full. Oh, silica gel, very important. Don't eat that, just get rid of it. That was a high throw. Okay, we have here the board. Oh my gentle Jesus. Okay, so I do not think I'm going to be able to undo this and do it justice, so you'll have to wait. I might see if I can get an overhead of this one here. Look at this. This is huge. This board is huge. So you have the Stronghold Degradation, Solitude, Dawnstar, Winterhold, Morthol, Windhelm, Markarth, Whiterun, Falkreath, and Riften. Unstable, Closed, and Rioting. Event decks, Eastmarch, the Rift. You can see Riften there's Windhelm. Whiterun is over here. I think it was the first town that most people found their way into in Skyrim, where they asked that immortal question, Greymane or Battleborn. Which were you? Let me know in the comments below. Then we have, I'm just going to see if I can... Nope, it's not happening for me. That's okay. I will have to put this to the side. Oh my gosh, this thing is massive. It's like a 10-section, 12-section board. I think it needed to be though, because obviously Skyrim is such a large place. There you go, Morthol, Solitude, Falkreath Hold, Whiterun Hold, the Reach. Oh my. Okay, I'm going to get this one out of the way. What I'm going to try and do is, if you give me a moment, just indulge with me, I will try to get a shot of this for you on the screen. So if we have a look, hopefully you can see a full shot of the board in full. hopefully, fingers crossed. And you can see all the detail that's gone into this map. They've tried to recreate it as faithfully as they can, and it is stunning. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, come on back, come on back. Oh, hi, there you are, welcome back. We're going to move on, because we've got a lot of Punchboard tokens and other things as well. You can see here on this Punchboard sheet, you have navigation markers and then player markers in different colors. You have, they look like little rock tokens, is that what that is? Component tokens, you have septum tokens, you have different plus bonuses to speech, lockpicking, sneak, light armor, alchemy. You have what looks like some little tokens that overlay on your player board. You have got different Daedra tokens, troll tokens. These could be some of those rioting tokens we saw before, unrest, horses, and they are the same on the other side. +1 move if you have a horse, different currency, crystals, gems, that sort of stuff. Punchboard for days. More of the same. Interesting, they've been placed in upside down, go figure. You have what looks like an objective marker in the black. Flags, which could be Ulfric's militia flags, and then you've got the other tokens, which again are components for different things. Experience points. These are experience points, so you can level up more and more player tokens. And then you've got these more attributes here for restoration, destruction, illusion, conjuration, enchanting, and alteration. All your different magic components, because of course you can wield some magic in this one. Enemy tokens again up there. More horse tokens on this one, and then we have healing spells, etc. Two-handed weapons, heavy armor, smithing, block, one-handed. These are all attacks. And then you've got more septums, more coin. Are they hidden tokens and components? Yes, objective markers and things. There is so much Punchboard, it is just ridiculous. Storage trays. Now this is pretty important because obviously everything's going to have its place, which is bloody fantastic. I dig that. Is it sealed? No, it is not. I love that too. No tape to get through. That's fabulous. Let's pop that to the side. We have some resource cubes and markers. These are track limits cubes. So you place these, and they are effectively just a larger version of the classic pandemic style. These are limit markers. So the black ones are final blows if you were dealing those to obviously enemies. The track markers in the white cubes will obviously prevent you from moving your abilities up past a certain point. So that's interesting that you have a limit on how far you can progress. That might be dependent on experience levels, etc. You have some markers in health cubes. You've got magic cubes, experience cubes, stamina cubes, which is the green ones. Armor cubes are all different colors, all in there. And again, they're just nice, decent sized, different translucent cubes. Different colors denote different things. Green, obviously stamina, health. The blue one, I think, or purple is magic. There's all sorts of other abilities there as well, which is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Dice, because it is a dice game for combat, which means I'm probably going to suck. Interestingly enough, that's a good thing when you're the DM, but it's not so much when you're a player. The dice, are they screen printed? Or they're etched? They are etched! Ah, so good! Okay, so the dice themselves, if you look at them here, you have combat die with magic abilities, you have these sigils which are etched in, and I dig that. They are huge, chunky dice, and they work. I'm hoping that symbol means good things, because I've just rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them on one roll, so hopefully that's good. Usually if there's heaps of them, they are common symbols and therefore not that valuable, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. My dice rolling is usually shizer, so we'll see how we go there. Let's pop these ones away. We've got cards. Now, I will show you some of the cards. I will not be able to go through all of them because some of them will be secret knowledge. This is a legacy style game and I don't want to spoil too much of the game if I can avoid it. So you've got here our status cards. Where's my trusty Knife of Doom? +1 to hit, by the way, with this knife. These little packs look quite nasty to get into. They don't have any pulls on them or anything to undo the plastic, but that's okay. Watch me mix them all up and then be unable to put it all together again. More plastic for the floor. So you have status cards, and then you look like you have treasure, more status, more treasure, status. And these could be for S47, Thane of Winterhold. Upgrading prices in Winterhold are 1 component cheaper. Turn in 3 of these to restore Winterhold and make it. So these are different cards that will give you abilities to help secure different locations and make them, a little bit less corrupt, as the case may be, or potentially overrun by those that would cause harm and bring about the end to Tamriel and Skyrim and beyond. Tamriel, I should say, if I'm going to pronounce it correctly. My apologies. Then you've got here what looks like more shop cards, status cards. They all seem to mix in together. I don't know why that is. I'm sure I'll find out at some point. Strange devices, and it looks like these are linked to different campaigns. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to not go through the rest of the cards. One, because I don't want to spoil things for myself. It looks like there are weapons, equipment, other bits and pieces in here as well, but there's plenty more that we've got to get through, so we are going to move right along. I'm going to grab that tray out, and we're going to pop that with its lid over here to the side. Oops, I'll pop that on properly. So it's just I'm going to pop that one down here for now. All right, then we have more silica gel. Get rid of that one here. Card dividers, I can see, which is great. And then, of course, some minis, which is also very exciting. We have a baggie here that has some cards in it. These are... these are the foil cards and the bonuses, the stretch goals, etc., for lack of a better term. Then you've got the Overworld Beckons, location cards, more foil cards, the Sprig and Earth Mother, enemy, successes and failures, different quests and things and objectives. So that's exciting that when you go on objectives or go on quests, if you succeed, similar to obviously Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls games, if you take on a quest and you succeed, you get the bonus. If you fail, there are repercussions as well. So some quests obviously will do you a disservice if you do not complete them. I dig that. That's so good. We have here what looks like a strange pouch of some description. What's this one? It doesn't tell me. It literally is just a set of cards that colour over other things. These could be dividers, just simple dividers for the card decks. So we'll pop those in there. Plastic for the floor. We have more quest cards. We have stronghold cards. These are player reference aids. We can show you those, I'm pretty sure. I've just found out that Friday night this week, it'll just be myself and the girls. My wife's going out for a much needed siesta, which is great, off of work, which means on Friday night, I know what we're doing. So we have Stronghold reference cards, turn sequence, turn actions, and on the reverse combat rules when visiting markets, when upgrading or enchanting, just to give you an idea of how that all works. Then you have an empty storage box here. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see how everything gets put together, which you'll see at the end of the video. We have a large card library of all sorts of manner of crazy. Now, the card library is literally a numbered card file system that'll give you different, from what I understand, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, it'll pop up on the screen, different adventures, different quests, different outcomes, different options on, okay, you approach this area and you see XYZ, what do you do? That sort of stuff. And depending on your selection will dictate the outcome of that particular encounter. There's plenty of these. You've got cards that are, what have we got here? Dungeon Challenge Campaign 2, Chapter 3. You have War Quests. I don't really want to look at the back of these cards. You have encounter cards. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. You have what looks like Whiterun cards and quest cards with information. You have followers, people that you can pick up and follow you along. More location cards as you discover locations around Skyrim. More objective and quest cards. There is a lot of stuff going on here. More objectives and quest cards. And you can see they're all numbered. So in the logbook, and obviously other cards throughout the adventure, will actually refer to those cards by name. I mean, this one here says the Troll Threat, and that will give you an indication of which card you need to pull in order to continue on with your adventuring. And those dividers obviously then get split up amongst that the card library. So you know, okay, this is 0 to 9, this is whatever it is, so you know which card you're looking for at any given time. Wow, there is, as you can see, a lot of cards to get through, and this is just the core box that has the 2 campaigns plus the tutorial in it, so that's very, very exciting. In here now we have a couple of trays Oh, another storage tray there. Is that all part of the one thing? So this is storage potentially for cards and things as well. And then we have the minis here. Now this is what we all hear about. You can choose between 6 different races. You have different minis for different things. This one looks like a Khajiit, and I hope I'm going to do it justice here. Khajiit here. If I can get that close enough, I hope I can. And Khajiit's got the shield happening, mace. The sculpts are cool. I dig it. And the fact that the bases are not just flat bases, they've got texture on them. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. That was the Khajiit, I believe. Then you have what looks like, is this a Dawnguard? He's wearing the helm like he's a Dragonborn, but this game takes place before the Dragonborn arrived in Skyrim. So, and they're all members of the Blades. So this guy's got this cool helmet. Could be a Bosma. I don't know. I do like that. There is actually races and things and cards that denote that, so your abilities will do different things based on the character you choose to play. So there is that customization as well, which I really love. There's an orc here, the crazy crew cut orc, and I think it's an orc female as well, which is kind of cool. That Axe's boss. I dig that. I do hope I'm doing the minis justice. If they're off camera, I apologize. It's a little bit higher than I'm used to. You have what looks like an elf or a drow even. Not sure. Dark elf maybe. The sculpts are great. Very good for table presence. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Alright, then we've got here what looks like some sort of spellcaster. Thief? Rogue? Yeah, thief, not a spellcaster. Someone who's producing some flame as they pickpocket and fire off crossbows and things. So that's kind of cool. I do like the fact that no matter which mini you choose, you do have the option to do some crazy, crazy things however you choose to play, and that is half of the adventure, I feel. And then you've got someone who looks like a bit like a boss paladin sort of type, looking pretty nasty, but also pretty boss, pretty exciting. They've got the big swords there, all geared up, all their armor ready to go, and take the fight to the Daedra. That is fabulous. Okay, so let's pop those ones back in here. Now this, my friends, is the core box, and there is a lot going on in this core box alone, and I am so sorry I can't go through all the cards and things with you. I just do not want to spoil any of the content because this is a quest game. Who knows, maybe we'll get a campaign in, I'm not sure. What I am going to do, folks, is clear this away because, true to form, as I said, this is an all-in Kickstarter slash game. It's not Kickstarter, GameFound. My apologies. It is a GameFound funding on this one, and we went all in. So let's clear this one away because we have another 3 boxes to get through of Skyrim stuff, including more content, more campaigns, and other epic adventures. So give me a moment. I'll clear this away, and we'll continue with our next box. All right, my friends, we are back. Very excited to get back into it. Thank you for your patience. We now have a little bit something extra for you. We are going to have a look at the Skyrim adventure game Dawnguard expansion, which is here in all of its stunning glory. The blades are back. So this is effectively a 3rd campaign featuring the blades from the first 2 in the core box. There's also another campaign that I want to get through as well. Now, for whatever reason, there was a little bit of damage on this one in terms of the shrink. So we're going to rip that off. This has got a co-op style narrative gameplay. This is a conspiracy campaign. Okay, so as you can see on the overhead, there it is. Look at this guy. He means business. Magic wielders, horns, all that sort of crazy stuff. It's a cool helm. You spend an hour creating the face, and then you wear the helmet the whole game. That is a classic meme that we know and love. We're going to get that one out of the way, and we were going to... Oh, hang on. No, nothing in that one. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. All right, we've got the Dawnguard rulebook, which talks about contents, etc., introduction, how it all works, different components, player figures, etc. And I believe there are a whole new collection of threats and messy, messy business. We have punch-outs on this one. You have a hunger token. You have more of these unstable tokens. You have Castle Volkiha, the Dawn Star, and the Hall of the Vigilant. Then you have more enemy tokens as well. And they've got different values and ratings depending on different cards that they correspond to, which I'm assuming are going to be in here. Then you have, let's put those ones to the side. More of these little leaflets. Oh, we've got contested skill tests and stat blocks for vampires. Now, I believe in this particular add-on you can take on vampirism as a trait and become, which is very cool. A silica gel, of course, goes on the floor. We have more cards. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Yeah, lots going on. So you've got vampirism card traits here. And then you've got different events. They should have put them the other way up. We have here what looks like more events, and this is different objectives for the Dawnguard. Then you have rewards for the different things, successes and failures for quests. You have Dawnguard veterans that you can follow along, different things, card $5.95 for each player, things like that. You've got a mongrel, morgrel I should say, followers that can follow you along in combat, etc. Chosen Invasion, Dawnguard Dungeon Challenge, Chapter 3. You've got things you can purchase, blood potions, status ailment cards. You have what looks like more navigation cards and tokens, and then you have there's item cards, status effects, obviously, because if you become a vampire, you'll have that vampiric drain. Exploding crossbow bolts you can get, that's kind of cool, I dig that. And of course, new tokens as well. Again, I am really, really sorry I can't go through all of the bells and whistles. Maybe I can go through the reference cards. Again, I just don't want to spoil any of the content. There is so much going on here. And going through the game and discovering those different things for yourselves is probably going to be more than half of the adventure itself. Reference cards, Hall of the Vigilant to gain experience points, contested skill checks, vampirism references, more contested skill checks there. Then we have the adventurers. So you get new minis that you can take. Now these are compatible with the core box as well, so you can take these ones out of the box and take them for a spin. So you've got this guy here. Looks like he's got a bow and arrow, a pickaxe. So he was a miner, but now he's just smacking on with people, as you do. You have looks like a halfling, someone kneeling down, taking a pot shot with bow and arrow, crossbow. The sculpts are cool. I dig it. I dig it. Then we've got another ranger type. So we saw lots of item cards that pertain to exploding bolts, crossbow bolts, things like that. So there's a lot of ranged attackers in this box. Then you've got this guy who has got daggers and clubs for days. Looks like a Norse mythology dude. I love it. So good. That's Scimitar's boss. Again, the flowing capes and stuff, the poses are great. I love it. The poses on the minis are really, really lovely. I am looking forward to... I think I'll start with the core box, obviously. Start at the beginning. And then go through the extra campaigns with the same heroes and just see how far I can take their level ups and skills. Do I want them to become a vampire? There's method in the madness. That sort of stuff. I don't know. But there's the fact that you've got that as an option. That's cool. That's cool. All right, let's move the Dawnguard expansion out of the way. Not as big a box as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Then we've got here the next expansion box for Skyrim, From the Ashes. Now this is basically putting everything and just ramping it up to 11 and making things deadlier. This is, I don't know, like a no-holds-barred campaign of epic proportions. And again, it's one of those things, do you take your hero from the core game, take them through the other adventures and see how far you can go, or do you start fresh with this one? And I think if you started fresh with this particular From the Ashes expansion, that could potentially be to your folly, and I'll explain why. Because as much as there's Daedra, enemies, monsters and stuff in the core box and in the Dawnguard expansion, it's a Skyrim game, and there is notably something missing from the core box. And that is what's contained herein. Now, if you look at the top of that there on the overhead, you will see what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All right, let's open this bad boy up here. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you've already had a reveal. We've already seen it, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't care. We've got nothing above that one. That's interesting. We don't have any sort of rule book or anything. We've got a Punchboard token here, which has dragons on it. We have all these little crazy different things here. We have some more silica gel. Get rid of that out of there. Let's just check and see if there's a rule book underneath. No, there is not. Go figure. Punchboard tokens. We have more cards. Drug your rights. More enemy cards. Things like that. So maybe this is an expansion, but there's no... I would have thought there would have been some sort of component rulebook to explain how all the pieces work, etc. The ghost track. Ghosts of Cyrodiil. Back in Cyrodiil, all your friends were massacred by the Thalmor. Some could say it was your fault. The ghosts of your friends are now here to haunt you. Help them find the peace they deserve. Defeat them in combat, and they will be released. Yes, there is a ghost hunt going on, and that is what all of these folks are for. We've got more cards, more tokens, more items, more everything. Interesting. I really would have thought there'd been some sort of rulebook component, or at least a leaflet that explains how it all sort of works. The ghosts is fine, but these could just be different enemies and different encounters that you can use in-game. But there is no explanation on how to do that, as far as I'm aware. Obviously, there could be extra cards and things that will show that. We'll have a look and see. I don't have a component list, so I don't know what is meant to be here. But that's okay. All right, let's talk about the ghosts of the blades. Now, these are awesome. If you look carefully, they are the same sculpts as the base game, but in ghostly form. So there's that Khajiit as a ghost that we saw earlier, and they've got this nice translucent hue about them. Oh, so good. I will be using these minis in other campaigns and adventures for D&D, etc. as well. There's that archer we saw in the Dawnguard expansion box. Then we have this guy, this orc, who's in the original core box as well, with the axe. I love that. That is so cool. And there's the guy with the shield we saw before with that helm that we know and love. The sculpts, having the same sculpt in that translucent as a ghost form, I love that so much. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. The question remains, folks, which figure, which character do we take out for a spin first? Obviously, they're all blades, but do we go with Khajiit? Do we go with a Nord? Do we do... Like, there's so many options, it's ridiculous. Now, the most important piece here, this expansion allows you to fight this bad boy. So this guy here, and I'll try and do it justice, is obviously a dragon. And that is what we're here for. You can see all the spikes and spines, the big red expansion big red spines. It's a mini that is, like, it doesn't even look like it's a big dragon, but the presence on the table, oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, yes, I would have thought there would be a rule book. I'm going to check the back of the box and see if we're missing anything. But we do have more to get through. There is still more that I'm going to show you. So give me a moment. I will clear this away and we'll bring on our last big box for this one. Give me one moment. We'll put this one away. And I'm just going to check the back and see if I've missed something on this one. If something's missing from our component list. Give me one moment. Okay, so From the Ashes doesn't contain a proper rules leaflet as such. There is a ton of mini campaigns in that box that you can then add to your core game or your Dawnguard expansion. So effectively, it's not a larger overarching campaign. It just adds different mini encounters and things that you can add into your adventures, which is kind of great. I dig that. I just had to check, make sure there's no rules leaflets missing, etc. There's also some extra expansions, stretch goals, effectively, they're in that box too, but they are secret, so I can't go into those. All right. I like the idea of playing the game. I like the idea of setting out the board, moving around the board, taking on fights, combat, all that sort of stuff. But having your figure there and attacking a cardboard chit, it's just not the same. So, because we love you, and because we went all in on this in GameFound, we have the Skyrim adventure game miniatures upgrade kit. Now this is boss as hell. So this is basically alternate sculpts for the player characters, along with sculpts for enemies, and it's awesome. So if I very carefully cut the plastic off this one, And there's still more after this to show you as well. Okay, this also has a standalone adventure in it based on the Call to Arms miniatures game. So you can take this box and this box alone and play your own miniature campaign for that too, which I think is bloody fantastic. So standalone, upgrade your Skyrim adventure game experience, or you can just use the box on its own for the Adventures Primer for the Call to Arms game, which is just amazing. All right, here we go. Oop, there we go, on the overhead. Let's rip that one off like a Band-Aid. Put that one to the side. We have the Call to Arms Adventurers Primer, and look at these sculpts. Oh my gosh, okay. Preparing for battle. So this is for the Call to Arms Miniatures Wargaming system. How to use your combat dice, taking tests, sequence of play, movement, etc. Which I dig. The fact that I can just take this for a spin on its own, that's fantastic. I love that. Then we have trays upon trays upon trays. Let's go through these first. Now these are, there's a couple of different sculpts here. You've got different villains and things as well. Vampires, Draugr. Oh my god, they're so good. Okay, so let's see. That's all for the other components. Some of these have shifted a bit. Okay, so we have these guys here. This is one of the vampires, I believe. If I've got it wrong, it'll appear on the screen. And there are 6 of those bad boys. Looking boss. And they've got a nice height as well, which is great too. They stand out on the table, which I think is fantastic. You have an alternate sculpt for our orc, wielding a bow instead of an axe. That's kind of cool too. I did that as an option. Ranged orc attacker. And then, oh, it's another one with a shield. That's kind of cool. They could be different followers and things as well. Then you've got more of the same for these guys. Then you have, there's like whites with their axes swinging around. Armies, armies, armies for days. They're all the same. Then you have, I think it's the Ulfric miniature with his big ass sword, leader of the blades. I love that. Then you have some Daedra sculpts. These guys are cool. Don't cross those when you are low level experience. They will annihilate you. Oh my god, now I want to go back and play Skyrim. Oh gosh, I love it. I need to get into Elder Scrolls Online, but I just do not have enough time in my life at the moment to take that on. Then you've got, these look like trolls, potentially. Crazy trolls. Looks like the guy at the Sand People from Star Wars with his arms above his head. I dig it. I dig it. I'm all about it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's flip that one over. We'll get that tray out. I just want to get it to the table. I just want to get it to the table and go for it. And I know I can't. I need to be patient. But I don't have much patience anymore. Okay, let's see. Let's get that tray out of there. Let's see if there's something else underneath just to make sure we're not missing out on stuff. We have some silica gel. Again, we'll get rid of that. Nothing else in there. Okay, these have all come loose. That is okay. We will not hold it against them. We have, these look like they're the components for the game, the Call to Arms game. So you've got here an Ultima Illusionist, the Sheath, the Blade, Ultima Legionary, Cutthroat, Argonian Cutthroat, Argonian Miner, Bosma Stalker, Bosma Vigil, Breton Stalker, Dunmer Sellsword, Dunmer Twin Blade, Imperial Destruction Mage, Imperial Legionary, Khajiit Twin Blade, Khajiit Warrior, Nord Warrior, Orc Headsman, Orc Warrior, Redguard Sellsword, Redguard Warrior. Oh my goodness, there is so many different characters you can play as. I dig it. You have card backs. This is for your adversary for the game, for the Call to Arms. I think some of these cards might be for use in the Skyrim adventure game as well. So let's see what we've got here. I'm not sure which is which. These look like they could be for the Dawnguard Call to Arms game. Yes. Lots of cards. Lots of cards. I do love it's a self-contained experience. It's so good. Then you've got all these dice. I'm going to push this to the side. There's a D20 in here as well. I love these. These are great. Is it D20 or D12? D12. D12? D20? D20, but it's got different values on it. It only goes up to about 8 or 9. You've got the different dice here. These are chunky D6. They're all etched, all in different colours, easily identifiable. I kind of dig that. And then you've got this crazy dice as well. I have no idea if that's good. 3 hits, I'm assuming, is good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hits. I'll take it. I'm assuming that's good. Pop those in there. Oh my goodness. The dice, they're nice. They're really good quality. I didn't expect them to be so good. And the fact that, you know, you get that extra combat experience, game experience in this box, how great is that? It's so good. Okay, sorry. So we have what looks like these look like more thieving dudes. They got a hook. Going to get out there and cause some trouble. That's fantastic as well. I love that. There's quite a few of those. As I will let you know what's what. Then you've got guys with daggers. These guys look like some serious cultists looking to cause trouble as well. Dagger means business. I'll dig that too. Then we have, they're all a bit loose. Now the extra sculpts for the extra heroes that we saw. So I think these individual cards relate to the different heroes that we've got there. So I think that's one of the Red Guard. And then you have more of the same for our heroes. We saw him before as well. Then we have, this is, oh, that's cool. That's one of the Imperials, or is that one of the Red Guard as well? That's one of the Imperials there. Looking absolutely boss. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. What is that? That's a spellcaster or something, wielding some sort of crazy boulder, ready to cause trouble. The sculpts, the positioning and the sculpts are great. These guys are much more substantial than the minis in the core box. I dig that. Even in the Dawnguard expansion as well. There's a lot going on here. This guy's got a flail that he's literally firing across. Look at that. That's amazing. I dig that. Then you've got a Khajiit. Oh no, this is one of those lizard folks. What are they called? Oh, damn, it eludes me. It'll pop up on the screen. I like that sculpt too, ready to wait and strike. Looking for his opportunity to get in there and cause trouble. I love it. And then you've got a Khajiit here. Looking boss. Twin blading. I love it. I love it. And then last but not least, I do mean that in the most lovely way, you have more of those dragon sculpts, but in little mini baby dragon size. So that's fantastic. I think it is pretty much the same sculpt, just in a more miniature version. And there's 4 of those in the box too. They're fantastic. I love it. Wow. Wow. Okay. There is a lot going on just in this this miniature upgrade kit. Now it's billed as a miniature upgrade, but having that Call to Arms primer in there as well, which may be a simple experience. Like, it's not the biggest book in the world, but the Adventurer's Primer is going to give you enough information and enough between all the different minis in the box for a taste of what you can potentially have. And the fact that there's another item here that I haven't yet shown you that we can potentially use to run those battles, I love it. And you've got ambushes, Call to Arms Wargaming, so you can see there's different core rules box, Bleak Falls, Barrow, Stormcloak faction, Imperial faction starter sets. And they're plugging the Fallout Wasteland Warfare minis game as well. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's get rid of this one because we do have a couple more bits and pieces to show you. It's tight. The box is really snug. I dig it. All right. So, as much as I love the board, and the board, I may very well use the board for a first couple of rounds of games, but I did say in a previous video that we weren't going to do this anymore, but when it was all in and the price point was better to do it this way, it's just an added bonus. So, particularly because we now have the Call to Arms primer, this, my friends, is going to potentially prove doubly useful. This is the playmat for Skyrim the adventure game, and it is a work of art. I knew it would be without even opening it all up. And I'm not going to be able to fit it all in on the camera because it is bloody huge. So you've got the Reach, you've got Halfingar, you've got Solitude here, Markarth, Morthal, the Falkreath hold here, Whiterun in the middle, and you can see the borderline of it all here. The Pale, Winterhold, Windhelm, Eastmarch. Got quest trackers on the side here. If I roll this, oh my gosh, I did not even see that. Holy crap, I was right. So you've got here more of the same, the different trackers for the different parts of the different stronghold degradation, etc. But on the back of this damn thing is a battle map which you can use for the Call to Arms miniatures game. I did not know that was there. That is bloody fantastic. I am going to use this for D&D campaigning as well. Holy absolute crap balls, Batman. Wow. I love it. I don't even think that was some... I cannot believe I missed that. Okay, so there is rock and ash from something in the far gone era. You've got forest terrain, snow. I am speechless. This is amazing. I dig this so much. Oh wow, that is spectacular. Modiphitus Bethesda. I am very impressed. And with everything that I unbox, it's not easy to impress. Well, okay, it is easy to impress me, but this is just gone off the reservation, out of the park, home run. Wow. The overhead is not doing this justice. I will try and get some footage of this later on when we do the full flyover, but that is fabulous. And because I'm I'm a tactile gamer, table presence is a big thing for me, as you're aware. So having that on the table, I can't, if I run a D&D campaign in person, I can't do Theatre of the Mind anymore. I need to have combat, I need to have minis, I need to go all out, full map Mercer mode, and have, the full map and everything else as well. So that is going to come in handy, and I dig that so much. Speaking of tactile, I don't like necessarily using cardboard currency anymore. So we have proper septums. They look boss. I dig it. They look so good. I went out to PAX at the start of October here in Melbourne and actually bought some campaign currency for D&D campaigns. So I actually hand over gold and silver and platinum to my players when they earn what they earn. But this just looks amazing. They've got a bit of a wash on them as well to give them a bit of depth, which is fantastic. You can see here they've got the Skyrim logo. They've got here Praise be Akatosh and all the divines. I just don't know if you can see that there on the overhead. Praise be Akatosh and all the divines. And on the back, they've got the 5 currency there. So each one is worth 5. I'm assuming it's just 5, not other currency there. Now, if a settlement gets overrun, but not destroyed, you can spend 5 of these tokens, 5 of the currency septums. They're called something different in Skyrim, to bypass the crazy and get safe passage in there to potentially bring it back and make it stable. But, oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Now, in fact, I'm not even going to put those back in the bag because we've got this as well. Last item, and I think it's actually for something different. It's not actually for these. I could be wrong. But we have a little Skyrim goodie bag here, which, if you see on the overhead there, has a little drawstring bag. But for now, even if it is meant for something else, I'm going to use it for these. Because having a pouch you can just chink around, the noise is so good. I love it. And then potentially you can put your different tokens that you've earned in your adventure in your little player campaign box. That's cool as well. I love it. I love it. I love it. And true to form, I mean, Skyrim wasn't a co-op game, so being able to play this game solo and go off on those adventures and then replay it again and have a totally different experience with multiple players, it's amazing. That's fantastic. All right, septums in a bag, tokens for days. I dig it. All right, that is everything we have for the Skyrim adventure game, and what a lot of stuff it is. I am going to set up and show you how it looks when you are ready to play a 4-player game for that first tutorial mission or even the first part of the first campaign, so maybe some spoilers there. So, without further ado, we're going to use our words of power, our dragon roars, or whatever you want to call them, and we are going to take a flyover and have a look at this game when it's all set up. Please roll that insane footage. Fusrota! Everything just blows away back into its boxes. I just cannot wait. I may even put the kids to bed early tonight and just take it for a spin, leave it set up on the table as it is out there, and just go to town. I have a feeling that it's like a 2-hour game session or longer, and you can just keep going until you decide to reach a point to save the game, which I think is fantastic, because I remember Skyrim days. I would play for many hours way into the 2 o'clock in the morning time slots, that sort of stuff, because that's just what we did. And those that have played Skyrim will be able to understand exactly what that experience is like. But that is it, folks. That's it for Skyrim, the adventure game. There will be more content on this one, I can tell you that. Marvel Zombies has arrived. We're going to get through that. Hamlet is here. We have the Shivers, the pop-up adventure game. The Shivers mystery game has arrived as well, so I can't wait to show you that one too. But for this one, what race would you recommend we play as? What race would you like to see? Maybe a bit of a playthrough of gameplay of this one. Please let us know in the comments below. If you have a copy of this, let us know your experiences as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, it would be remiss of me not to thank our Patreon subscribers for supporting us, for allowing us to do all we do. Please also, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, give us a like, because we'll be joining our ever-growing gamer army, and we are very excited to have you on board. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much if you got this far. We will see you back at the table very soon. Get out there, play games, be social, look after one another. We'll see you back here very, very soon for more epic board gaming content. Until then, it is bye for now.